How are we doing, everyone? Hope you're well. Mr. Bold here, back today for the moment, my final video in my 10 out of 10 album series. Today I'm going to be looking at alternative rock. When I was a teenager back in the early 90s, alternative rock was a big deal. Alternative rock, grunge, whatever you want to call it, was absolutely everywhere. And I absolutely loved it at the time and still love it now. So 10 out of 10 albums to talk about. All these albums were released between 1991 and 1995. Definitely a peak era for alternative rock. It's going to be starting with a CD. Only 2 CDs here today, the rest are all on vinyl. So first album to talk about is Temple of the Dog, and their self-titled and only album from 1991. An album featuring, of course, members of Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. So we've got Chris Cornell here and Matt Cameron from Soundgarden. Jeff Ament, Stone Goddard and Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. Of course, you can't go wrong with the people that are involved, and this is an absolute banger from start to finish. It took me a while to grab this one. I knew about it back in the day, but didn't pick up for quite a long time. But it's absolutely brilliant. You've got some vocals from Pearl Jam vocalist Eddie Vedder as well here. So co-vocals, but mostly done by Chris Cornell. And an absolutely amazing singer, of course. His vocals on this album are absolutely superb. Matt Cameron's drums, as always, brilliant. And some fantastic guitar work from McCready and Stone Gossard. And of course, Jeff Ament's bass is great. Fantastic album. I'd really like to get this on vinyl. I'm not sure if it's been re-released or reissued, I should say. But I'd love to get on vinyl, but it's great. Kicks off with Say Hello to Heaven, which is just such an amazing tune. Great vocals from Chris. Fantastic chorus. Very, very catchy stuff. Track 2... Reach Down is fantastic as well. Hunger Strike, great co-vocals from Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell in that tune. Brilliant chorus, love the verses as well, some really nice lyrics in that. Call Me a Dog's another great track. Times of Trouble I really like as well. Your Saviour, All Night Thing. Just a fantastic album from start to finish with no bad songs whatsoever. That's why obviously it's a 10 out of 10. Some nice guitar work throughout the entire record. Matt Cameron's drums are fantastic. Chris Cornell's vocals, though, absolutely outstanding. Easily one of the best singers of the past 40 years. Such a shame he's no longer with us. A really, really talented guy. And he just absolutely shines on this record. Temple of the Dog's debut from 1991, their only album, is an absolute banger. It's an absolute 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Hopefully I can grab this on vinyl someday. The CD will have to do for now, but it's an absolute beast. Temple of the Dog there from 1991. Brilliant stuff. Moving on to 1992 next. And this next album, if you've been sort of watching my channel for a while, you won't be surprised in the slightest to see this album shown. Because it's an absolute beast. One of my favourite albums of all time. One of my favourite bands of all time. It is, of course, Alice in Chains, and here's Dirt from 1992. Lane Staley, rest in peace. Mike Starr, rest in peace. And Jerry Cantrell and Sean Kinney, of course. Absolutely outstanding record. Just an absolute beast from start to finish. Opens with Them Bones. Amazing track. I'm just gutted it only lasts about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I could have that track going for way longer. Excellent intro guitar riff from Jerry Cantrell. Brilliant vocals from Lane. I'm going to be saying that quite a few times. Great chorus, fantastic stuff. Down That River is an absolutely brilliant song as well. I love that riff again. Sean Kinney's drums are superb. Sick Man, great tune. Rooster, much more melancholic and dark sounding song. It's absolutely fantastic. Down in the Hole as well, another very, very sad sounding song, but brilliant. Great vocals from Lane. I love the lyrics in that tune as well. Dirt, I love that riff that kicks that song off. Really, really good. Great guitar tone. Hate to Feel, Godsmack, Angry Chair, another very dark sounding tune. That was the very first Alice in Chains song I ever heard. Really, really like the dark atmosphere to that. Ends with Wood, which has got that classic intro bass riff. Another great tune. Some more great vocals from Lane. Great guitar work. Everyone put in a top-notch performance. A record that I could just do over and over again and never, ever get bored of. Dirt is an absolute 10 out of 10 any day of the week. When it came to picking 10 out of 10 alternative rock albums, I didn't even need to think about this one. It was always going to be in there. Fantastic performances from everyone. The vocals shared between Lane and Jerry Cantrell, the harmonies, just absolutely superb. I never ever tire of listening to him. Great guitar work from Jerry. Just an absolute beast of a record from start to finish. Dirt from Alice in Chains was always going to be on this list. One of my most played albums ever, no doubt about it. I still listen to it regularly today. And it's 33 years old now. It's an absolute masterpiece, and it was always going to be in this video. Now, another one from 1992, and this is an album that completely blew me away when I first heard it back in the day. I've still got all the singles from this album, and it's just absolutely stunning. Completely blew me away at the time of release. For me, it's one of the best debut albums ever recorded, and it's Rage Against the Machine and their self-titled debut. Amazing. I mean, all the ingredients are brilliant. You know, Zach De La Rocha's vocals are very, very angry. Brilliant vocal performances. Amazing lyrics as well. Tom Morello's guitar, a very important guitar player for me. He doesn't get talked about enough. Very innovative. You always know when you listen to him. He's got his own style. He's definitely not copying anyone else. Timmy C on the bass. Was he known as Timmy C at the time? He was, because he changed up his name quite a few times. Great bass from Brad Wilk on the drums. That rhythm section is absolutely fantastic. Some amazing bass lines from Tim on this record. Brad Wilk's drums are great. Incorporating some funk and hip-hop in there with some rock and some very, very angry sounding songs. Some amazing vocal performances from Zach and amazing lyrics. Just brilliant from start to finish. It's absolutely outstanding. Bomb Track kicks it off. Great tune. Killing in the Name. Everyone knows that tune. Absolutely fantastic. That was a Christmas #1 here a few years ago. Because everyone was sick and tired of all that X Factor shit being the Christmas #1. So there was a campaign to get that to #1 at Christmas, and it was. Fantastic tune. Take the Power Back. Settle for Nothing. That's a really dark sounding song. Great lyrics, great vocals from Zach. Bullet in the Head. That was another single. Some amazing riffs in that. Another very angry vocal performance from Zach. Know Your Enemy. Some of the lyrics in that are fantastic. Wake Up. A great tune. Fistful of Steel. Township Rebellion. Ends with Freedom. It's absolutely outstanding. And there's another album that was always going to be on this list. One of the best debut albums ever recorded. A very iconic image on the front cover of this record as well. I like everything the Rage have done, but for me, they never ever top this. Even though other stuff's good, this is just perfect from start to finish. And a 10 out of 10 album any day of the week. Rage Against the Machine's debut from 1992 is essential. For me, one of the most important albums of the 1990s. And it's an absolute weapon. Go to 1993 next, and here's Nirvana and Utero. Of course, I could have showed Nevermind, but everyone knows that album, and I don't really need to talk about it. And the follow-up in Utero is also an absolute beast as far as I'm concerned. Completely different from 1991's Nevermind. That had a very shiny, polished production job. This is much more raw sounding. Produced by Steve Albini, who passed away just last year, sadly. Fantastic album. Absolutely brilliant from start to finish. No bad songs again. Of course, no bad songs. It's on this video. It kicks off with Serve the Servants. Great tune. I love that. But Sentence Apprentice track 2 is amazing. Dave Grohl's drum beat that kicks off that tune is excellent. Great vocals from Kurt. Some nice screaming in there. Heart Shaped Box, of course, that was a single. Very sort of melancholic sounding tune. One of the most simplest guitar solos you'll ever hear. Rake Me's a good tune. Francis Farm Will Have Their Revenge on Seattle is excellent as well. I love the chorus in that. Other great tunes. Milk It is brilliant. Very Ape. Penny Royalty, another sort of chill tune which I like a lot. Radio Friendly, Unit Shift and Tourette's. Very, very angry tunes. Very, very fast. Some great guitar in there. Ends with the excellent All Apologies. Loads of feedback on this record. Some very angsty lyrics, of course, from Kurt. Just great performances from everyone all around. Kurt passed away only a year after this come out. At the very young age of 27. Gave us so much in a short amount of time. And Utero's fantastic. I love Nevermind. I can't really pick between them. But like I said, there's no point me showing Nevermind because everyone knows that album. But in Utero, the follow-up from 1993 is equally as good. Just fantastic from start to finish. No bad tunes. Great performances from everyone. I love the stripped back raw sounding production. Completely unlike Nevermind. It's brilliant, brilliant stuff. Utero from Nirvana from 93, an absolute weapon, 10 out of 10. Also from 1993. And here's Pearl Jam's Verses. Again, I could have showed 10, but what's the point? Everyone knows that album. Everyone always talks about it. And for me, Verses is just not quite as good, but there's hardly anything in it. I think this is a great album, and a lot of people say that they checked out of Pearl Jam after 10. But I think Verses is fantastic. I listened to this constantly when it came out back in 93 on cassette. Kicks off with Go. Great drum beat from Dave Abruzzese. He's my favourite Pearl Jam drummer. It's a shame he's only on one record. Animal next, a great tune. I love the verses there. Great vocals from Eddie Vedder. Daughter is a more stripped back tune, more acoustic bass. I love the acoustic guitar in that. The chords they're using sound great. Great vocals from Eddie in the verses. Nice chorus as well. Great tune. Glorified G, excellent. Dissident, I love the melody in that. It's a great tune as well. On track two, side two, you've got stuff like Rearview Mirror. I love that intro riff. Very, very catchy. Elderly Woman Behind a Counter in a Small Town. Another more acoustic based track, which I really, really enjoy. Leash, that's a really angry sounding song. Great chorus, great vocals from Eddie. Ends with Indifference, a nice sort of atmospheric tune to finish the record. Like I say, Dave Abruzzese on the drums. Excellent drums. Shame this is the only thing he did with them, studio-wise. I love his drums on this record. Great bass from Jeff Ament, as always. Stone Gossard and Mike McCready's guitars are great. Nice vocals from Eddie. A brilliant album. Doesn't get talked about enough as far as I'm concerned, and it's an absolute 10 out of 10 for me. It's only just not quite as good as their debut 10, but there's hardly anything in it. Verses from Pearl Jam from 1993 is an absolute beast. Quick drink, I'm going to move on to 1994. Again, another album, I didn't even have to think about this. This was always going to be on this list. And here's Weezer and their debut album, Self-Titled, from 1994. Excellent alternative rock album. There's a song on this that everyone I know, which we'll get to shortly. I absolutely love this. I had it on cassette back in the day. Picked up the CD years later. I only picked up this vinyl about last year, I think it was, maybe the year before. Fantastic album, no bad songs. It's always going to be a 10 out of 10. My Name is Jonas kicks this off. There's some great melody in that tune. I love the chorus. Great guitar tone on this record as well. The World Was Turned and Left Me Here. I love the lyrics in that. Great vocals from Rivers Cuomo. Not sure if I pronounced his surname there correctly, but never mind. Buddy Holly, that's the big song that everyone knows. I played that with my covers band last year and a few years ago as well. It's a great, simple song to play. Very catchy, brilliant stuff. I love the vocals and the verses and the lyrics. The chorus is an absolute beast. Undone the Sweater song is great as well. Surf Wax America. Again, I really enjoyed the lyrics in that tune as well. Say It Ain't So, a really, really melancholic sounding song. Brilliant stuff. In the Garage, Holidays. Ends with Only in Dreams. I love the bass intro on that track. Quite an epic tune for Weezer. It's like 8 minutes long. Great lyrics. Great vocals. Everyone's performances are really good. Weezer's debut from 1994 is always a 10 out of 10. An absolutely fantastic album that I can listen to from start to finish any day of the week, and it never ever gets old. Sticking with 1994, and it's Stone Temple Pilots and Purple. Now, I could have picked any Stone Temple Pilots album from the 1990s. I nearly picked Core for this video, but I decided to go with Purple instead. I love Core, but for me, it's almost the sound of a band whose record company told them, well, this is a sound that's big now, so make an album that sounds like that for your first album. Whereas this sounds like the kind of album that they wanted to make, and they were definitely doing their own thing. And they always changed things up, kept things interesting. They didn't put out the same record over and over again. And Purple doesn't sound anything like Core. It's fantastic. Eric Kretz's drums on all the songs are really good. He plays some really nice, interesting drum beats. Rob and Dean DeLeo's guitars and bass, respectively, are excellent. Those guys are fantastic musicians. Again, don't get talked about enough. Brilliant vocals from the late, great Scott Weiland. Rest in peace, Scott. Brilliant album. I absolutely love it. It kicks off with Meat Plow, which is a great tune. I love that tune. Up next, we've got Vaseline, which is the first single. That simple two-note riff is brilliant. Great chorus, very, very catchy stuff. You've got Big Empty on here which is brilliant. Some of the song titles are eluding me all of a sudden, so let's pull out the inlay and have a quick look. Army Ants is really good as well. Silver Sun Superman is brilliant as well. There's a nice mix of acoustics or bass tracks and the more up-tempo rocking stuff as well. Interstate Love Song again as well. That's another great tune. There's some nice guitar work in there. Borrowing a little bit from country music as well, I think, for some of the guitar work in that. That was another single that was great. Excellent vocals from Scott. I like the lyrics in that tune as well. Stone Temple Pilots Purple from 1994. It's absolutely fantastic. Brilliant, brilliant album. Love that one a lot. That is excellent. Yeah, like I say, I could have picked any Stone Temple Pilots album from the 90s and that would have been absolutely fine. Sticking with 94 and the only other CD to show here, and here's Lives Throwing Copper. Great album from these guys. The only album theirs I've ever listened to, actually. I really should dive deep into their discography more. But yeah, a really good album. Loads and loads of great songs. Some great vocals. Tunes on this I like the most. The first track, Damn at Otter Creek, is great. I love the way that builds slowly. Builds really nicely, actually. Some nice atmosphere in that. Selling the drama. I love the vocals in the verses. They're fantastic. Great chorus. Very nice guitar work there as well. Lightning Crashes is another great tune. I Alone, that was the big single, the first single I heard anyway. Great chorus. Very, very good stuff. Shit Town is great as well. Another great tune. Just perfect from start to finish. I had this on cassette back in the 90s, and then when I binned off all my cassettes, which I really regret now, I never got around to replacing it. I only picked this up again a few years ago off eBay for literally about £2 or £3, and I'm glad I did, because I forgot how good it was. Listened to it quite a lot since I familiarised myself that it's just a fantastic album. Lives Throwing Copper from 1994 is fantastic. Great album from those guys. I should listen to more of their stuff. Another one from 1994. And here's Soundgarden's Superunknown, which is just a perfect album. This was the first time I heard Soundgarden. Of course, a lot of people a few years older than me were more familiar with them via their 1991 release Bad Motorfinger, but Superunknown to me is fantastic. Love Ben Shepherd's bass. Matt Cameron, of course, on the drums. Chris Cornell, of course, on the vocals. And Kim, and I don't know how to pronounce his surname, on the guitar, so I'm not going to bother saying it and butchering it. Amazing album. This is another one that I can sit down and listen to any day of the week, and it never ever gets old. Great drums again from Matt Cameron, and of course Chris Cornell's vocals are great. Let Me Drown kicks us off. I love the drums that start off that song with the guitar riff. My Wave is great. Fell on Black Days, track 3. One of my favourite songs on the album. A very dark sounding song, a very sad sounding song. Great lyrics, great vocals from Chris. Superunknown is excellent. Head Down. Black Hole Sun, the song that everyone knows. I probably don't ever need to hear it again, but I still really, really love it. It's still a great tune, even though it is massively overplayed. Spoon Man, that was the first single that I remember. Again, the drums in that from Matt Cameron are great. Limo Rex, fantastic. The Day I Tried to Live is a brilliant tune as well. Great vocals from Chris in the choruses. Kickstand's great. Fresh Tendrils, the 4th of July. Like Suicide, the last track. Just perfect from start to finish. Great guitar work from Chris and Kim throughout. Matt's drums are fantastic. Some nice leads. Do I need to hear Black Hole Sun again? Not really, but once again, when you listen to it in the context of the record, I'm all good with it. It's just fantastic from start to finish. Superunknown from Soundgarden from 1994 is absolutely superb. And one album left to show from 1995. And here is Faith No More's King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. When it comes to Faith No More in the VC, I often see people always talking about The Real Thing, which is a good album. But for me, Faith No More was a band that got better as they went along. I was originally going to pick 1992's Angel Dust for this video, but to be fair, for me, there was a couple of songs towards the end that are a little bit filler, so I thought I can't include it. Whereas for me, King for a Day from 1995 has got absolutely no filler on it whatsoever. Mike Patton's influence is definitely all over this record, as it is with 1992's Angel Dust. Billy Gould's bass is good. Great drums from Mike Baldwin. Got Trey Spruance on the guitar here. He replaced Jim Martin. Trey from Mr. Bungle, of course, with Mike Patton. And Roddy, can't remember his surname off the top of my head, on the keyboards. Excellent stuff. Excellent alternative rock. Very angry sounding record in places. Great performances from everyone, but Mike Patton's vocals are amazing. That guy can do so much with his voice. A very, very talented guy. Kicks off with Get Out, which is a good opener. Ricochet next though, some amazing lyrics in that tune. I really like that. Evidence, that was a single. Very laid back compared to some of the other tracks on this album. It's one of my favourites. It's just fantastic. I love Mike Patton's vocals. The gentle art of making enemies, brilliant stuff. The bass sounding really menacing in that song. I love the lyrics as well. They're really, really good. Cuckoo for Cucker, great tune. Side 2, Ugly in the Morning. Mike's vocals in there are amazing. He really switches up the styles, keeps it really interesting. Dig in the Grave, that was the first single. Brilliant riffs on that tune. Great drums from Mike Borden again. Take This Bottle's a great tune. King for a Day. Fantastic stuff. Just such an amazing band. A band that, you know, sort of always sort of moving forward. Pushing the envelope, not just putting out the same old thing over and over again. Don't get me wrong, I've got no problem with bands who put out the same thing over and over again. You know, AC/DC, Cannibal Corpse spring to mind. But I also like it when bands change and get it right. Of course, some bands change and it doesn't always go as according to plan. But for me, Faith No More, a band that just improved with every single release. And 1995's King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime is an absolute beast of an album. Superb stuff. All these albums released just within 4 years. Just so many great albums, and there's others I could have picked as well. But obviously I'm only showing 10, so you can't show everything. But that's the last one for today. Faith No More's King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. Superb stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely essential. So there we go, guys. That's it for this week's video. I hope you've enjoyed this series I've been doing, my 10 out of 10 albums. I'm going to be back doing some part 2s for these videos. So there'll be another thrash metal one at one point, another death metal at one point, another glam metal one. Probably won't do another alternative rock one because even though I do like my alternative rock, I don't listen to tons and tons of the bands. So I'll be back with some more part 2s from some of the other subgenres I've been talking about. As per usual, get in the comment section of this video and let me know what are 10 of your favourite alternative rock albums. They don't just have to be from the 90s. Feel free to pick from any decade or any position in time. I'll be back next week with a good old-fashioned collection update. So as always, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Like I say, don't forget to leave your favourites in the comment section. And until next time, as always, cheers, take care, and I'll see you later.